Life can be beautiful if you let it.
In the bowl.
Yo, what do you know? Welcome to In the Bowl Podcast. Shout out to Hustle 5 Ways for hosting. I'm your host, Naz.
And your guy, Tallman.
In the Bowl Podcast is sponsored by your nation capital's very own #1 mobile hookah provider, Seisha to you. Not only do they provide or supply private events, but they also wholesale, retail, and provide tips on how to take your hookah experience to that next level. What's happening? What's up? What's going on?
What's good? What's going on, man? How things going over there?
Nothing. As you can see, it's Thursday. Just excited about today. You know, we got some good stuff happening.
Yes, sir.
You know, excited about this week. You know, got some good stuff happening today. So life is good. You know, got this nice cool flavor. You know, again, I'm pulling one of your mixes. You know, the guava mint. You know, it's always a good go-to. So I'm cooling over here, and yeah, man, just Seisha to you. Just been blessing me with just some more stuff, man. As you can see, I took a notch off your stuff last week. I told you I wanted to mail. Got this little stonewash, bucket, where they started getting apparel. So yeah, they cooling.
What's
up with you,
man? Oh man, all is well. You know, I thought that I escaped this whole daylight savings time thing, man, until I was getting ready last night, and I looked at the clock, and I was like, "Hold on, man! We're doing the podcast an hour early, so I had to do a little bit more prep work this morning and get myself up, but." Man, all is well, man. I got no complaints from this side, man. I can tell you one thing. It's been hot here. Winter is definitely over. I think last week it hit 100 degrees. I was like, man. But, I'm not going to complain because, I have not seen any snow this year. And if I can go years without seeing snow, hey, your guy Tallman is happy, man.
I ain't mad at that. You heard they're trying to pass a bill to get rid of daylight saving time?
I heard that, and then I fully support that, man. Because from what I heard, and I don't know it to be factual, but I heard back in the day, daylight savings time was to give the farmers more time to plant their crops and pick the crops and things like that. And I'm like, man, it's something that to me it feels outdated. I know Indiana checked out. They were like, yeah, the rest of y'all states do what y'all want, but we're not messing with daylight savings time, So I'm glad that the rest of the states have caught up and are doing away with that, because that change, man, it messes with your body for at least a month of going back and forth, man. So I fully support that move.
No, definitely facts on that. I don't know, it'd be different not to change it, but yeah, just it'd be cool just to just keep it even kill throughout the year. Like, all right, this is when it is. You just gotta adjust with the season, right? But your timing is still the same, right? You just gotta adjust.
Exactly, because I was never a fan of that whole getting dark at like 5 o'clock, man. I'm like, this is the wildest thing ever. Because then 7:30 rolls around, and 7:30 feels like 9 o'clock at night. It just messes you up, man. So hey, get rid of it. Tallman supports it. That's my vote right there, man.
That's fair. So which one you prefer? You prefer it to be dark in the morning or dark in the evening?
I like it being dark in the morning, man, because the morning, man, you're getting up, you're moving around, you're going to work. It's the evening where, you feel like you want more time to move around and do things, so.
Yeah.
That's how I feel
like
about
your day's longer. No, I feel like your day's longer. Definitely feels like your day's longer. I'm with you on that.
Exactly.
So what's up, man? It's been interesting in the news, man. I've been someone we'll probably even get to that. We gotta do our toast.
Yes, sir.
It's been side time, another week.
Another one.
Another opportunity, So definitely gotta cheers to that. But yeah, man. Someone again hit me with another one of those wild questions. You know, last time we was talking about what expires and what don't. Right.
Okay.
So let me ask you this question: what is the difference between? Is there a similarity, or do you consider emotional and being sensitive the same thing?
Nah. I don't think so. I think there's some overlap, because there's some sensitive people that are emotional, and there's some
Yeah.
emotional people that are real sensitive. But I mean, I think it's two different feelings with two different attributes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think I don't know. So which one do you? So some people also throw in that word passionate, right? Could you be emotional, passionate, whatever you want to call it? Or I think we put our own definition to it, right? You always like, man, stop being so sensitive, right? Or why are you so sensitive? Or and then on this side is like, damn, you're real emotional today, ain't you? You know what I'm saying? So I think it depends on how you use it,
Yeah.
when you use it, and what scenario you're using it in,
Nah, I mean that makes sense, man. That makes sense because I think that we use a lot of things interchangeably, and I
Yeah.
think that's where a lot of confusion comes in. But I always say, I was never an English major, and I, speak the way I speak, and when you start combining, different things, and you go different areas, everybody has their own different interpretations. So I think you're spot on with that. But it's up to the person how they interpret things, because you can easily hit a person and say, "Hey, you're being emotional," and they're like you said, they're like, "No, I'm passionate about something," or someone's being sensitive, and they're like, "No, I'm emotional." So it's always a back and forth. So that's definitely a debate for the ages, right there.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. A lot of times I'll sit there and be like, man, you sensitive. You know what I'm saying? Stop being so sensitive all the time. You know what I'm saying? Or again, like I said, I think it all depends on that situation that you're using it in. I think certain words may have different impact depending who you're using it towards, and it's it gets to that point to where, you got emo rappers, you know what I'm saying? You got emotional folks out there, or are they sensitive? I don't know. I just, I thought that was a good question. I was like, damn, I don't know. It all depends who I'm talking to at that moment, what I want to call them.
Nah,
You know?
I agree. I think your guy Drake has been rumored to take over that emo rap category, man. But
Yeah,
again,
capitalized on it.
exactly, you're spot on, man. I can't debate that one. But I do have some good news though, man.
Mm.
I finally got my truck registered, got tags on my truck. So I am no longer pushing the Hyundai accent on these mean streets of Dubai, man.
You get that oil change?
Oh man, it feels good. No, I didn't get the oil change. I looked at the sticker. I was like, man, I only got one more week. Worst case scenario, my mileage is gonna slip a little bit on the highway, but I'm not about to take a day out of my schedule to go get an oil change on this rental, man.
Nah, I feel you. I feel you on that. That is funny. You
That's,
had it so long, you gotta get an oil change on it.
yeah, I
That
almost
shit
feel like
wild.
I need an oil change on the truck because when it was on the ship, they drained the gas and disconnected the battery. So I'm hopping in the truck, man. I got to reset my settings. My seat is all off. And you know how like when you get your seat to like that perfect spot, it's back far enough. You got a little lean, and it's like you're good. So I'm in the parking garage for like 20 minutes trying to reconfigure my seat, man. My seat, my mirrors, but it definitely felt good to be back in there riding up high. I felt like I got a little more respect on the road when I was riding home, man. I wasn't getting
There you
cut off by
go.
everybody and their mother, and it was a different experience. But I did fill the tank up. And I noticed those gas prices in the States have been going up, and I was a little nervous about that.
Yeah.
Because I was putting 87 in the rental, and that little small tank, I was filling it up for like $28 US. And last week I put gas in the rental, and it jumped to 32. So I was like, oh man. So with the truck, I got a 27-gallon tank on there. So I was a little nervous about, putting gas and the truck, because the rental has a smaller tank, so filling that up. I was paying about $28 US, and then last week it jumped up to like $32. So I'm like, that's not bad. So when I went to the gas station, I was really nervous, man. I was hesitant, and I spoke the words, and I felt like the voice was shaking. I was like, "Hey, fill her up." So the guy's filling up, and I'm watching it change over, because over here they use liters instead of gallons. So I'm sitting here in my head trying to do the math. And long story short, I think I paid like 246 local currency, for like 76 liters of gas. And I'm sitting here on my currency converter doing the math. Man, come to find out, to fill my tank up was only $66, man.
Yeah,
And
you shouldn't brag about that. There's some mad folks on this side of the water about that.
I know I'm about to push some buttons this week, because I remember back in the day when gas was hitting like 4 something. And I had a 30-gallon tank, man. It was taking like 105, 110, $130 to fill up. But I was like, $66 ain't bad, man. So it definitely helps when you're in the neighborhood where they're producing the gas. Because we're kind of insulated over here, and I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna run with that. So no complaints on gas right now for Tallman in Dubai. And my heart goes out to everyone in the States, paying these high prices, and, putting 20 on 4. And, I know what you're going through, and it's not going to last forever. That's all I got for you right now.
Yeah, I hear you. Now it's crazy that you're talking about, with the gas prices going up. It's about to be like a fit summer, man. Bama's about to be on their bikes, you know what I'm saying, walking. And be like, nah, I'll catch you on the next one if it ain't that big of an event. It's like, I'm good. I'm about to chill. But
Exactly.
it's just it's wild. This whole war thing going on. They talking about, we just put like 13 billion, to support. And I don't know. I always have mixed feelings about stuff like that. You definitely heart goes out. You never want to see stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? You just have turmoil going on, right? And it's crazy, but putting that 13 billion in there, but you also have, that whole, the war on homelessness, right? Shit, we can, not to be selfish, shit, we can talk about war on student loans. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit is, you know what I'm saying? Like, where's that 13 billion? You know what I'm saying? When there's stuff right here on this side of the water that also needs it. So that I know that, I know a lot of folks that listen may have, feel indifferent about that, not to be insensitive about it, but, there are things that are happening over here in this country too that, I feel that we can put some more focus on and put some money to be able to end some of it. Even like, there's no reason why kids and families are going hungry. We in the middle of a pandemic or at hopefully the tail end of it, and people struggling.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But
you got a good point there. It's I know I've been hearing a lot of people throwing around the terms, World War III, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go, because it seems like what's going on over there, certain people aren't letting up on things, and they're really pushing the envelope. So it's definitely about to be interesting, because like you said, man, it's a lot of things going on. We got the pandemic, which is hopefully coming to an end. They're talking about lifting, mask mandates on, planes and things like that, and folks trying to, move around some. And spring and summer is about to hit. Weather's changing. It's like it's a perfect storm. That it's a trifecta of things.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. We talk about battles, we talk about wars, and I know we can go a lot further in, but this, I think is a good segue into, our guest that we have on today. He is not one to shy away from a battle, not one to sit there and be timid. He'll sit there and voice his opinion through his, his lyrical, phenomenon, just skills and what he's done.
Yes.
A man that I've known for years. Definitely want to welcome our guest today, Adversary. You know,
Yes,
I
sir.
definitely would
No,
consider
yeah.
him. What's up? What's up? Definitely consider this man right here one of the best freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Battle rappers. You know, performers. You know that I know personally. You know, I call him a friend
Appreciate
and
it.
a brother. You know, and he's done nothing but continue to, you know, produce and, you know, step up. You know, he's someone, you know, if you had two people in the ring and say who you got your money on, yeah, I put a check on him. He will do it. Now that's real shit. Not even gassing it up. Like I've seen it personally. I've seen, you know what I'm saying, the world's seen it. You know, he's been
Yeah.
on many different platforms. So definitely welcome. What's up? What's up, good
What's
Yes,
brother?
going
sir.
on,
Welcome.
man? I'm cooling. I'm cooling, man. Blessed to be here. Thank y'all. You know, I appreciate y'all having me on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I've been good. I can't complain, man. Just you know, trying to navigate in this new space that we exist in with
Yeah.
you know, cryptocurrency and
Yeah.
live streaming and it's a different world. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
just navigating that as best I can. But you know, God is good, man. So I can't complain.
Nah, but definitely, amen on that. I mean, I think, like you said, you know, just blessed to be here with everything going on. You know, like you said, just the world is kind of changing. You know, and you know we're going through another cycle right here. But for you, like, just you know, let the folks know, kind of, you know, kind of your history. You know what I'm saying? What got you into battle rap? What got you into it? You know?
Where to begin? I guess I mean I don't know. I guess some people will look at me as like a battle MC. For me, I just rhyme. I just rap. Like, you know, I write
Yeah.
music, I perform, I just rap. Battling has opened a lot of doors for me, I guess. So because a lot of people know me through that avenue, you know, they consider me like that. That's what they consider me as. But to be honest, for real, the first, and it's funny you asked that because I was thinking about this the other day randomly, but I think the first spark for me to think about rhyming or want to rhyme was there's a guy named Marcus Miller. Yeah, he went by Versatile. Now he goes by Verse now. But I was in, I think it was 8th grade, and my man Chris Wiggum came to me and he had a tape. It's like, yo, I got this tape. It's my man live in my neighborhood. Listen to the joint, it's dope. And I'm listening. He was in high school. The guy's tape who he gave to me was maybe like 2-3 years older than us. You know what I mean? But I went home and listened to the joint, and I was like, yo, this is crazy. This is stupid. So that to know somebody that was close to me, and I didn't know him personally, but he was within arm's reach, so to speak, put his whole joint together, and it was like, yo, he's like a little bit older than us, and he's around the way, and like you could do that. So that was the first time I even considered like, yo, that it could be done on, I guess, a local level. And then the next time, I guess, was when I got to high school. So the year after, freshman year, there's a bunch of guys rhyming in the cafeteria, and I saw them, and I was like, yo, I could do that. I don't know what made me feel like I could do. I don't know what, you know, what clicked, but I just saw it and was like, I can do that. So I literally went home and started writing raps and started freestyling. And that's kind of how I got into it. And then I guess once I started doing it, I realized how much I love doing it. And then I was like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna be the best I could possibly be. Like I have a Floyd mentality when it comes to that. Like whatever it is that you step into or whatever it is your passion is, make yourself the best you could possibly be. So that's literally what I did. Like I used to read the dictionary and just learn words and listen to every rapper I could listen to and absorb flows and cadences and punchlines and try to intensify the punchline and how I could deliver it. And I will always like try to outdo whatever I wrote before. So I would write something dope and then all right, I gotta write some better shit than that. Then I write that, all right, I gotta write some better shit than that. And I'll always try to outdo myself and say something crazier than I said before. So I think all of that came together. And like you said, and I was like, you know, what you saw is it just came together and just kind of happened. Even in school, I remember saying like, yo, I want to be on TV and the radio. And I didn't know how, but I just had the vision. Like, yeah, I'm gonna rhyme. I'm gonna get on the radio. And it worked out where I mean, right after we graduated, like a year after we graduated, I was on KYS, PGC. A little later on, I was on Hot 97, you know what I mean? Ended up doing 106 a little later down the line, but like things manifested physically that I had thought about in school. You know what I'm saying? So it was everything just came together and just worked, I guess worked itself out. But as they say, like everything that's supposed to be is what it is. You know what I mean? So I feel like I guess that was my path. That's what I was destined for. And I found it eventually. You know what I mean? And that's what it's been ever since.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. And let me step back too. No disrespect. I don't want to just, like you said, classify you as a battle rapper. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're right. As you being as a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? You being someone that it actually spews over into whatever platform or whatever performance you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Just your extensive vocabulary. And being able to put those words and that performance together. So you're right. It's definitely not just on that. So just from mine,
But it's funny, like as you say that's again a sign of the times. When I started rhyming in that era, an MC was all around, like all purpose. So you did everything. You write your songs, you freestyle, you battle if it came to it. Like you did everything. You was an MC, you a complete package. Nowadays, like now it's so filtered and watered down. Everybody, he's a trap rapper. He's an auto-tune rapper. He rap for the girls. He's this, he's that. It's so many subdivisions, and it's like people not MCing no more. You know what I mean? But to your point, also, like I said, like a lot of people that do know me or are aware of me, it's from the battle scene. Like I was doing that a lot to get my name out there. That was the vehicle that kind of pushed. So a lot of people, when that's how they look at me. So I don't knock it. Like it's all, any recognition is good recognition. But to those who may not be familiar or aware of me, I just consider myself like just an all around just MC. Like I just rhyme. Like that's how I feel like it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's deep. I'm with you on that.
That's what's up. So speaking of battle rap, so what is the wildest thing that you've seen? While on the stage, either, when you were battling or someone else was battling?
The wildest thing I've ever seen, and it's so crazy you asked me that because it instantly comes to mind. I was at a house party. I was probably either 18 or 19. I don't know if Naz, if you or Cliff was there. I'm not sure. Y'all could have been there. I don't know. But it was at some house party. And rap started. I don't even remember how we got to rhyming, but somehow people started rhyming, and it was some dude, I guess that I ended up battling or going against, and the dude started rapping, and he rapped the whole verse from a Big L freestyle, which was the absolute worst thing you could have ever done because Big L is my favorite rapper. So literally, as I'm listening to him, I'm like, nah, he's not about to say that next bar, and then he said it. He's not about to say that next bar. And then he said it. So halfway through his verse, I start rhyming the rest of his verse with him. And the crowd went nuts. They went crazy. Oh my God. And they went crazy. But that's probably the wildest thing I've ever seen. This man literally got on stage and rapped the whole Big L verse like I wasn't going nowhere. And I guess that's what he thought, because Big L wasn't a popular rapper, or I could get by.
Yeah.
Like, nah, I'm an MC, bro. You can't, I'm not the one.
Yeah. He goes down in the books as one of the toughest lyricists. Big L's there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's respect. I feel you on that. So why? My fault. So why are you on? So when you do that, right, and you think of that, and you're going to get someone, and instantly, you got to think of, you're saying, you're freestyling, right? So he memorized the Big L verse, right? And you know what I'm saying, you sitting there and you're picking apart of what he's saying and coming up with your response, right? And I always want to say, you got to listen first and speak last, speak second, or whatever, right? How do you sit there and start deciding as to, all right, picking out what you're going to say towards that next part, or towards, in your next verse, when you're going to get someone? What do you visualize?
Yeah, so like for me, I guess it's like twofold. I guess the secret sauce in the whole formula and just me rhyming is it's the vibe. It's a feeling. A lot of times just coming up and just rhyming in general. When you throw beats on or you with your man and he's rhyming and he say something crazy in his verse, it's like a feeling, like a spark. So when I get a certain feeling or vibe, it just flow, it just comes out. And the more strongly I feel the vibe, the more strongly it just works. It just works like perfectly. So as long as like if the beat is dope and I'm feeling the beat or I'm feeling the mood or somebody just said something crazy before, whatever it is, I kind of hone in on that and it just directs the flow. Like I don't really think about it. It just boom, boom. And as I'm saying a line, another line is already formulating in my mind. As it relates to a battle now, it's kind of the same thing. It's like if the beat is the right kind of beat and you can jump in the pocket with it, I could just go off. But there's been many times where I've had to battle cats and I didn't have nothing. Like I was cold turkey. Like, damn, I don't know what I'm about to say to cuz. And then it really kind of will depend on the beat or the moment. So what I typically do is once I know who I'm going against, like I just start sizing them up on the spot. So before we even get to the stage or before the music start, I'm kind of looking them up and down and processing what I could say based on his appearance. If he goes first, then I have the addition of hearing him rhyme, and then I can combine it with what I took from whatever he was saying, and then however he looks, and whatever is obvious that I could point out that to get a reaction out the crowd. But it also kind of, I guess for me, works kind of like I'm an anime head. In Dragon Ball Z, with the Saiyans, when they fight, like every time they fight, they get stronger. So the stronger the opponent, the stronger they're gonna level up. So that's how it is too when I'm rhyming. Like when I go up against a real dope fire MC, it amps me to match that level. So like that's probably when I'm under the most pressure is when I'm gonna give you the hardest fire back. You know what I mean? Because it's like I'm matching that vibe. So a lot of it is just the vibe, but I'm also being able to pick things apart, understanding how to relate one thing to another, using your environment around you. It might be something going on in the scene. It might be somebody with a particular outfit, and you throw that in the rhyme. It's something everybody could see and relate to immediately. You get that reaction. So it's like if you understand the science of getting the crowd to react, that's how you just put the bars together. You know what I mean?
No, that's tough. That's tough.
That's what's up. So, right now in 2022. So, how often are you battling right now?
I haven't done a battle in a little while. The last battle I did was probably like 2017, 2018, something like that. It's been a little while. I had kids, you know what I mean? I'm also a father now. So that kind of slowed, changed the pace a little because I had to make those adjustments.
Okay.
But also, like I say, with me, I consider myself, more a musician than a battler, more of an artist than a battler. So my focus is more like making me create music and putting that out. If the right opportunity comes for the battle, if they got a check for me, it's nothing to go, tear somebody's head off. But it's just not my focus. Like with doing the battles with the leagues, I kind of got to see that side of it. I wasn't used to that. Like for me, a lot of my battling was done at contests or showcases or on the radio. Like those were the environments I was rhyming in. With the battles, it's like WWE, you know what I mean? So you get to kind of see that side of it. And it's just, I wasn't ready to dive into it like that and have to deal with those kind of politics. You know what I'm saying? So, yes, if an opportunity comes and it makes sense, I'll do it. But other than that, I'm more so focused on the music.
You definitely still making that. I've been following and watching. You still definitely still making the music, definitely still doing your lyrics, and doing MCing. So I know you touched a little bit on 106 in Park and coming up that way. Do you can you explain kind of that vision as to, like you said, you manifested a lot of stuff, right? So you started traveling, you got on Hot 97, you've been on 106. You've done a lot more after that, like you're all over. So let us kind of know what that journey looking like.
It was good. It was a blessing, bro. Like everything, was a stepping stone. Like I think all the rhyming I did in school prepared me for when I got on the radio. And then the radio prepared me for the other entertainment-based experiences I would have. Being in front of people prepped me for being on the stage. So everything plays its role. There's a jazz musician, Marcus Johnson, in the jazz world. He's huge. I had the opportunity to perform with him at Ozio's. I had a opportunity to record at his studio. Very good brother. And one thing he told me was, it's not the destination, it's the journey. So he was like, don't look at other people and, you know, they have certain things or they in a certain space and it's like, damn, I want that. It's like, don't look at it that way. It's a journey. You got to get to that because they're there now doesn't mean you won't be there later. You know what I mean? It's your journey. So everything plays a role. And I guess from 106, like I say, I opened up some doors. I got to travel. I got to be on some bigger stages. I did a cipher with Jack Thriller's Wilding Out, and it's on thisis50.com, stuff like that. So it definitely opened doors and allowed me to, kind of do my thing beyond that. And like I say, at this point now, being a father and having to spend my time a little differently than I was used to before, I'm really trying to dive into the online aspect of it, get my online store together and the Instagram and the streaming and all of that, and just putting all that together and using that as a vehicle to get everything else out. Like with technology today, people are really empowered and are able to sell their product themselves. You can really get rid of the middleman now. So I'm just learning more about that and how best to set it up for me, and then go from there.
Yeah, bro. I like
that makes sense.
Go ahead.
No. I was just saying. I mean, that makes a lot of sense, and it shows that you're being adaptable to the changing environment. Because I think so often, folks get stuck on how things were, and they don't evolve and don't take advantage of it. And I think you're spot on with the role that social media is playing and the streaming platforms and cutting out the middleman. It's a lot easier to reach your fan base without having to jump through a whole bunch of additional hoops. But I did want to ask you a question, because you had talked about the collaboration with the jazz artists, and I saw that you had previously worked with Pastor Troy.
Yeah. So my man Nick Blast, he put that together. He was telling me, it was a few years back, but he was telling me like, yo, I can get a joint. I guess Pastor Troy had a mixtape dropping at the time or something going on. So he was like, yo, I can get us on a joint with Troy. You know what I mean? Just get y'all money together. I can set it up. So I put the money together. They sent the track, and it was Pastor Troy. He did the hook and the first verse, and the rest of the beat was open. So it was me and like 2 or 3 other MCs, me, Nick Blast, Sticks, and Jack Tripp. Jack Tripp is Pastor Troy's man. And the rest of the beat was open. So I heard the joint, and I think it was like 8 bars. Everybody got 8 bars. So I heard it, and because of the tempo of it, for me, I double time my flow. You know what I mean? I did like the twist of the fast rap because of the way the tempo was. But it came together beautifully. It worked out. The song is dope. They got a little press release, so it was good. I didn't get to meet Pastor Troy. I didn't get to record personally with him, but just having a track with him is, I'm good.
Definitely.
It's part of that journey.
It's exactly. So go ahead.
So I was going to ask you. So how did you get the name Adversary?
I was sitting when I decided that I wanted to jump into rhyming, that was kind of the next thing. Like, all right, if I'm gonna do this, what's my identity? Who am I going to be? I was influenced by so many different artists growing up, just listening to rap. Like I grew up listening to a lot of East Coast rap. I didn't get into the Southern stuff until probably later in high school, late high school, and after that. But elementary, middle, and early high school, there's a lot of East Coast, some West Coast stuff, but mostly East Coast stuff. So to me, every MC I would listen to was like a cat. Like Redman was a character. Keith Murray was a character. Nas was a character. Who else? Bone Thugs. The group was every artist or group, or they were their own kind of character and personality. They had their own swag. So I was trying to decide like what would mine be. So I guess that kind of is where the battle thing kind of presented itself as well. When I was when I decided I was going to rhyme, I guess I was like I got to be the best. I got to be the top dog. So it was kind of, I guess, like a Highlander thing. How Highlander just roams and they try to test them and she take their head off. So it was kind of the same thing. Like, I'm gonna be the adversary, the enemy, the opponent. And then I guess it doubled over when I really started getting into writing and my content. It was like I wanted to set myself apart and be different from what everybody else was doing. So it was like, again, the adversary or the enemy to the trend and the standard, and to say, everybody else doing the same thing. I wanted to be different. So it was like, yeah, the adversary to that. And it kind of stuck. Like when I was saying it, other people started saying it, everybody started calling me adversary or Av for short, and it just kind of stuck. So it was like, all right, cool.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
So what?
And,
So
no, go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was saying, like you say, the journey continues, right? Like you say, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? And
Absolutely,
it's forever growing and growing, like you say. It's about not where other people are at, because everyone has their own time and all like that. What else a part of your journey? Are you seeking to, to conquer, in the MC world? Like what other your other dreams and aspirations in that?
I guess it's so crazy, dog, because like, I don't know, I guess as you get older and your perspective changes, you start to look at things differently. So like in my younger days, it was like, yo, I want to tour and travel the world and see everything. That would definitely still be nice, but I don't have the zeal to like go see the whole entire world now, I guess, like I did then. Or being the best, like even with being the best, I guess the ultimate test is like to test yourself, like how the monks do. It's mastering self, competing against yourself. So it's like, if you're a boxer or a basketball player or whatever, it's like, I don't see the other team, it's just me. Can I outdo what I did the last game? Can I outscore myself from the last season? And I kind of look at it the same thing. Everybody that raps is supposed to feel like they the best. But for me, it's less now about proving that I'm better. I can rap better than the next guy. That was like when I was younger. I did a lot, like you said, I did a whole lot of that. So people know what time it is. But at this point, I guess it's just to be in a space where I create, honest music and music that's going to help people and put a narrative out that's something different from what everybody else is doing, I guess will be the big thing now to make that popular. Everybody want to, pop mollies and turn up and be lit and spend bands and, it's cool. All right, dog, but we done heard it a million times. What's the next thing? Like, it's a Tekashi every 10 minutes. Cool. What's next?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even with it being like, okay, even if I give you the fact it's the younger crowd, that's their phase of life that they're in now. Cool. 2021, you're supposed to turn up. But again, understand after the turn up, the next morning got to come. The bill's still going, the first of the month still coming. You know what I mean? You still gonna have to provide for yourself. You still gonna have to figure out your way. You're not gonna be able to stay under your mother's house, under her wing forever. So it's like, at what point do people start to, at the very least, recognize that it's other things in life besides being on a 24-hour high? You know what I'm saying? So that's always kind of been my thing. And I guess, now that would be like the next kind of thing to conquer, is to make that viewpoint more popular, or just present an alternative. Like, we can do something more than kill each other and just talk crazy and do crazy shit. Like, they just love showing our people doing that type shit all the time. And it just like, I mean, like, I'm good on it. I'm good. It'd be something else.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
Exactly. And, and it's crazy because that is a wild perception. So just to go into that. So do you feel that the DMV gets its just due in the music scene? Because, a lot of people look at, hip hop in New York, and then, down south, they had their run, of course, the West Coast, and then, you had the Midwest. What are your thoughts on the DMV and getting its proper shine?
I think our area definitely gets the respect R&B wise. Like, when you look at, Maya, A. Marie, and Chucky Thompson and cat people like that, they get the homage, Tank, all of those guys, Drew Hill, and Mario, and all of them. But when it comes to rhyming, I feel like there are some incredible MCs out here, but they don't get their just due, again, partly because of just where the focus is with everything. And and I guess area wise, if I'm looking at it from that perspective, just the area still needs to find or perfect its sound. You know what I mean? With Wale hitting the level he did, that definitely I feel like kicked open the door for cats to come in and really make some noise. And then Logic, did his thing. But I think the sound, like I can't say that there's an absolute Maryland sound. And if there is, I feel like maybe there is, but what exactly that is and how it gets presented at the forefront, I guess still has to be figured out. You have what Wale did with the DC side of things and threw Nagogo in that, and that was brilliant. That's I guess what he was supposed to do. And it definitely, like I say, kicked open doors. But I think that's the biggest issue that our area has, because we get lumped as a tri-state, three-pronged area. You have the Virginians, and even Virginia, you have the Clips. Like Clips is on, you know what I mean? Chris Brown, he on. That's even though he sing, but he's a superstar. That's Virginia. So even Virginia kind of has made noise in the game. But I think that's the thing. There's no defined sound. DC kind of does their thing. VA kind of does their thing. Maryland kind of does its thing. So
yeah. That's real. That's real. So you think a part of that, right? That sound of, like you said, that three-prong, like last week we were talking about like unity, right? And like collabs and stuff like that. Do you think, like in the DMV area, that there is a misconception of us, the three prongs being able to work together? A lot of folks be like, "Are you from that side? Are you from there? Are you from that?" And you already have that negative stigma on there, right? And you already have that mind frame.
Yeah, I think at least in my experience, for me, I'm sure it may be different for other people. For me, I think that we ran into that more in our younger days, like in our 20s and in that time frame. That was more likely to happen. I feel like now when I run into cats, if they're from the area, DC area, it's like the opposite. It's more love. It's like a familiarity, because it's like, oh, you around the way, even if you're not exactly around the way.
Yeah.
Maryland guy, but I understand enough about Virginia to be around cats from VA is no issue. I understand enough about DC to be around city cats is no issue. So when I run into cats, it's more like the opposite. It's more love and more of a familiarity, like, oh, all right. So I don't think there's as much of an issue working together like there was, 10, 15 years ago. Like I say, I think, again, it just is about defining that sound or getting something concrete as far as our sound, and then just pushing that out there. I think really, I guess I would say, again, in my experience from who I've been around, I would say like Odyssey and Kev Brown kind of pioneered that in the present day form. Like I remember, because I was around them like before mostly Odyssey. I met Kev through Odyssey, but me and Odyssey went to MC together. That's how I met him. And before he got famous in there, he's doing his thing now, like salute. He's doing his thing like on a big level. But when we had first met, he was very Dilla influenced, but he was literally like creating a Maryland sound. You know what I'm saying? And I can honestly say that. And it, looking down the road, like it definitely paid off for him, because like I said, he in a real good space right now.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Nah, man, and I think that's that's all valid there, because you're right. I mean, growing up, I think it was a little bit more segmented. Like where if you were PG, you were hanging with cats and PG. If you were Moco and vice versa, and now folks come together, because I even saw that in undergrad at Morgan. You started expanding, your I don't want to say your friend base, but your circle started expanding. It wasn't so cliquish. You started opening up more, and you're right. As you mature and get older, somebody from the area, you connect. If you're out traveling, you meet somebody that they're like, hey, I'm from Fredericksburg, or I'm from Baltimore, or things of that nature. It's like, oh, hey, you're from around the way, because a little bit about that area, so you all have that connection. Where in the past, it was like, oh, you from Baltimore? Yeah, y'all just got that club music, and that was like where things started and stopped.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to your point about you saying when you were in school, I was going to say, when I was in Richmond, it's a brand. He probably don't even notice to this day. And it's been years. I haven't seen him in years, but he don't even notice like how he saved my life. When I was down in Richmond, I literally had nobody, dog. Like I was down there solo dolo. And I got a job at the YMCA and we had to go to orientation. And it had already been rough being down there for the time I had been there already. I get to the orientation and, we do the class, do the training with all that. And then, we get to talking to people. And the dude that happened to be sitting at my table, his name is John Wingfield. If he watching or anybody watching, salute to the brother, John Wingfield. We got to rapping and I found out he was from PG. It's like, oh, you from Ocala? Oh, you around the way? Da-da-da. This man literally saved my life, dog. Like I ain't had nowhere to stay out there. The man invited me into, he was like, yo, you could come rock at our spot. Him, his cousin Josh. It was a couple of them. And they all was going to school down there at VCU, but they let me stay at their spot, dog. When I tell you they didn't know me from Adam, they didn't know me from nothing. He had absolutely no reason to even think twice about my scenario. You know what I'm saying? But just on a strength, we was from the same area and we was in a place that was foreign to us and I didn't have much. The brother opened the doors for me and was like, yo, come rock over here. You good. You get your stuff straight. And I never forget it. You know what I mean? So it's I say like running into people from our area it's been good. It's always more of a connection to me than the opposite.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's love right there. Like you said, that unity. And as you get older, you start looking at that maturity thing, right? And we look out for one another. You know what I'm saying? So that's love right there. That's what's up. That's definitely what's up. So we gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? I know we we talked about the journey and a lot more to come. You know what I'm saying? And all the path and where you've been at, right? But we gotta bless the folks and the listeners with some bars. You know what I'm saying? Because we gotta make sure we solidify. You know what I'm saying? Stamp it. You stamped in my book, but just spit something real quick, man, and bless the viewers. You know what I'm saying? With something.
Okay, I got you. All right, if I can remember this joint. All right, I said, yo, it's finally time to kick in the door again. Like I'm gripping the four and I'm ready to go to war again. They want us to bring it back. Catch me in the DeLorean, the doctorate delivering death. Call me Kevorkian. Sharp spoons like harpoons. The hands of Scorpion will put you in the sub-zero freeze. Crack them like porcelain. Make it hot as cayenne for you. Inside the Porsche you in when I'm scorching the front of the floor of it around 4 p.m. Papers I lit a few. Listen and see he lyrical. You literally look pitiful inside a pit of fools. First it's ridicule. After that, it's getting rid of you. And I ain't saying sorry for shit I said in the interview. Who to give it to? You can get it before the interlude. Turn them into food. Leave your innards inside the inner tube. Hit a friend or two. Give what's left to whoever's kin to you. This shit is clinical. It's official. You finna hit the news.
There we go. There we go. Let them want more. Let them want more. Keep them hungry. Keep them hungry. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Nah, definitely, man. We appreciate that. As always, good brother. Always a good dude right here. So I appreciate you just blessing us and the viewers. Just with your journey. So we appreciate that.
Oh, likewise, man. Like I said, I appreciate being here. Anytime I get an opportunity to speak people and just share thoughts, I'm always for it. Like I said, you a good brother. Tallman, it's my first time meeting you, but already I feel the energy. You know what I mean? So it's all love. It's unity already. So I definitely appreciate y'all having me.
No, definitely for sure. And all those listeners, definitely you can find them at Adversary 301. On the platform.
Yeah, IG Adversary 301 on Twitch. I think I'm Adversary 301. On YouTube, it's just Adversary. But if you put Adversary 301, I'll probably come up. Spotify, Adversary 301. So most of the platforms that I'm on. Adversary 301, but I'm definitely building I got the Twitch page, but I got to upload content and all that on it, so that's coming. But definitely hit me on IG. I probably post there the most for right now. Once I get the other sites and things set up, then I'll be everywhere. But Adversary 301, man, is where you can find me.
There you go, brother. I appreciate it. Keep that journey going.
That's what's up.
know?
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure, man. And y'all be easy. Continue doing what y'all doing as well, man.
I appreciate it,
We
brother.
appreciate you.
it.
Man, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, man. That man's been he's been killing it for a minute, and he had to refresh my my ignorance and just again he's done a lot more than just battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Like just truly understand the definition of a true MC.
Exactly.
In that path. So yeah, I definitely respect a lot of respect for that brother right there.
Oh man, that was good stuff, man. And as you see over my shoulder, man, the sun is coming up, so that means it's almost time to get out of here. But it's two quick things I wanted you to weigh in on. One, I hear your boy Tom Brady's coming back.
Yeah, I hear it.
TB12, man. I guess the man sat on the couch for like a month or two and was like, yeah, this retirement is not for me yet, man. So the man's coming back for one more run, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's publicity stuff, man. I don't know. I mean, he had more years. He lost the game. He felt salty. And then he left. Now he's coming back. He had more years on him. I don't know why he would retire anyways. I mean, maybe spend some more time. But like you say, he sat on the couch long enough. He was like, nah, I'm good. I'm about to go back. Time to go back to work. It's been fun.
Yeah, you probably heard those Cowboy fans talking about, next year is our year since Brady's out of here. And the man was like, nah, I'm going to put a stop to that. We're going to put up a roadblock and make that a little bit more challenging for those Cowboys in the NFC East.
He can come back all he wants to. Ain't worried about him. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. But what they need to be worried about is Kyrie dropping that 60 the other night. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's crazy what they doing to him. It's crazy how they won't let the man play.
Yeah.
But this man be dropping 60. And you heard they trying to sue him now they're trying to sue the Nets now for letting him just even come into the locker room. Like,
That's
this man
crazy.
is the one, he's helping you sell tickets. You know what I'm saying? Like, this man
exactly.
right here has a love for the game. And like always, I'll preach it till the end of the days, He's been staying true to himself. So I can't be mad at that, man. One man dropped 60 the other day. So that's what's up.
Yeah. I mean, that's always a big accomplishment. And, all year long, he's had his trials and tribulations, so I hope that situation resolves itself. But it's definitely a wild situation, and we haven't seen the end of it yet.
Facts.
And
so
then
what's up? What's the other one?
Your boy Jesse Smollett. I think he's been in the media, a lot this week. Because the man was sentenced to the probation and then the time in jail, and now I hear there's an appeal, and the man's getting released. And a lot of people have different opinions as to whether the punishment actually fit the crime. And it's a lot of talk about that. Now, I know that we look at the justice system and the issues within that. But do you think that after everything that man has gone through, so of course he's lost a job, the show empire done. It's not really, his future isn't really looking up, in that sense with being on shows. But how do you feel about the man getting jail time, and how do you feel about the man being released while he fights his appeal for his conviction?
I mean, there's a lot of questions around that, right? I'm a true believer in you make your bed, you lay in it, right?
Okay.
And then it makes me kind of wonder, what was the purpose of the hoax in the beginning, right? Like, what was?
Okay.
Were you trying to get someone in trouble? Were you trying to, falsely accuse someone? I think that. Everybody has their right to appeal, but that story right there is it's one of those cases to where I'm just like, I don't get it. Like, I'm not sure, that publicity stunt, whatever you're trying to pull. I mean, for the caliber or the status you were at, you act like people weren't going to look into it and really try to investigate you, try to kidnap you, right? Someone was going to go down for it, right? And so,
Yeah.
you know, like, you know, and the people, you know, the two brothers that supposedly were the ones that kidnapped him. I mean, they were looking at jail time. They weren't going to jail. You know what I'm saying? Especially for a
Exactly.
hoax. So, what would you expect? You know, it's so no. I don't have sympathy for it, to be honest. I think it was a waste of time, man. It's a waste of time, resources. And now look what you at now. Now you over here crying foul for some shit that you did. I don't know. That's just where I'm at with it. I don't got too much to say about that right there. I mean, hope his mental state is all right. Hope he really gets the help he needs. But you know, I think it really needs to get to the bottom of it to figure out why. Why'd you even? What was the point of that? You know, what was the point of you pretending like you got kidnapped, or, you know, especially with the way the world is right now, you know, you accuse two brothers on kidnapping you, so they would either go to jail or I don't know. I just can't put my hands around it.
No, I'm with you, man. You know, I'm still scratching my head because I'm trying to figure out, like you said, you know, what was the end result? The end result. You know, what were you looking to accomplish or get out of this hoax, man? But like you know, I'm at a loss here. And, you know, and I hope that, you know, whatever help he needs, you know, he gets, and, you know, we can move past that situation. Because, I mean, from the very beginning, it sounded a little suspect. And, you know, as things started to unravel, it became more suspect. And I don't know. But hey, you know, what can you say? But other than that, you know, what you got lined up for the weekend, man? What's going on for the rest of the week?
Cooling. Hopefully this weather's changing over here, you know. Hopefully just cooling, trying to get some sun rays out. Just chilling, man. I ain't really doing too much. Ain't trying to make too much noise, you know, stay in my lane and, you know, bring people along when I can. That's about it.
Makes sense,
you
man.
know?
Makes sense.
What you got? What you got on your agenda?
Oh man, the weekend, you know, pretty much open. You know, we got some folks coming in town. You know, they just landed last night, so, you know, trying to give them the Dubai experience. You know, give them a little bit of the touristy stuff, but then also kind of show them, you know, the real Dubai, and, you know, expose them to, you know, different foods and things of that nature, and show them how the dollar stretches. Because, you know, last weekend we went out and grabbed some food at one of the spots that I hit for lunch. When I tell you, we probably got 2.5 days worth of food, you know, for $23 US. It's like, you know, you can't beat that, man. Because, you know, a lot of people, I think, you know, they come here and they fall into the tourist trap, you know, where you're eating at the malls and things like that. And, you know, you're still paying American prices. But, you know, I mean, if you eat off the local economy, you know, you can really stretch that dollar and, you know, get some good foods, man. Because every type of cuisine that you can imagine is here in Dubai. You just have to, you know where to go. So probably step out and do that, and, you know, and enjoy riding around, you know, behind tent, you know, and have my Apple Play and, you know, all that good stuff. So that's it, man.
There you go.
know, pretty much just going with the flow, man. Going with the flow.
There you go. Stay in your lane, right?
Exactly. Staying in my lane, man. Staying in my lane. But, you know, before we get out of here, you know, shout out again to, you know, Shisha to you for sponsoring us. Don't forget you can follow them on IG and hit them up. You know, appreciate you all for rocking with us. You know, don't forget, you know, you can follow us on IG at In the Bowl Podcast. You know, hit us up on Twitter at In the Pod. You know, if you have a flavor, brand, or blend you want us to try out, you know, let us know. We'll definitely give you our opinions on it. And if you have any comments or feedback, anything that we've touched on, you know, this week, you know, we're definitely, you know, looking to interact with everybody. And as we always say, man, you know, clean those hookahs out. You know, after each use, clean it. So that way when you're ready to smoke again, it's already set up. It's less prep work. You have a great smoke. Until next week.
Facts. And like always, if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready. And always click, like, and subscribe.
Hustle 5 Ways Radio.